Well, hey guys, I wanted to review with you guys something that we've had some issues with at our shop when it comes to printing sponsors. It's mainly happening to sponsors, but that is the thickness of our lines, our text, surrounding borders, strokes, whatever that looks like. Basically, I know these sponsor logos, we get so many at times to where they get smaller and smaller, which means the font gets smaller, and then they end up not making their way on the shirt when it's time to print, costing us a lot of time as well as money. So, what I wanted to do is kind of create some guidelines for you guys to help you out with this. So then, when you're ready to create your separations, or when your separations are finished, you can double check them through the process that we have right here. Um, so let me show you what that looks like. At the bottom of all templates, you're going to have this minimum line thickness. It's divided up in two ways. The first way is for if you're printing ink, the ink is actually the object, which means minimum line thickness 0.75. That's what's printed. That's the ink itself in that border around it. That's all at 0.5 or 0.75 on the stroke, which is right here. So you can see it doesn't mean that we have to stroke anything. It just means that's the thickness that we looked at, and it actually made it onto the shirt the way we needed it to. So the second type is when you print around an object or around the font. So for example, if we printed this on a white shirt, the black ink would be around the image, and the minimum line thickness 1.25 and the border around it would actually be the shirt itself. A lot of times what ink ends up bleeding in, and it closes that gap, so it's got to be a thicker line than if you print a direct line. So those are the two measuring guides that we have. And so what we wanted to do is I wanted to show you how I kind of use this to check the sponsors, so you guys can start doing this immediately to save us a lot of time and money. So with that being said, I'm going to first start with the minimum line. Now, you don't have to check every logo. It's just take a look at it, and if you feel that this could be borderline, that's when you want to grab these and use it. So I say let's look at Garrison Steel really quick and just check those lines and make sure that the thickness of that logo is enough. It looks like it is when I'm just eyeballing it. Let me zoom in a little bit more so we can see a little bit closer. And put that outside line. Yep, so it looks good. So I think that line will be no problem. It looks like all of this will be the same, so we should be in the clear there. The last one I'm gonna look at is Goldfingers. I think that this might be a little too thin, but not sure yet. Looks like it's got a stroke around it anyway, so we can thicken up this line. So I say that's what we do. Let's go ahead and move a stroke to this, or at least change the stroke if that's the case. Yep, so there's the stroke. Let's get rid of it to see if that works. And now it looks like it's going to be thick enough. So that was the judge. We can tell now that it is the thickness that we needed. So great. So I think that's it for those. Maybe we could check this. Sorry, I can't get to my guide here. It looks like these letters are fine too. So I think all those are good. The only thing that I notice now is that State Farm. I want to check those circles in the State Farm logo to see if those are thick enough, because we probably need to thicken those up. So zoom in, and I can already tell that they're not thick enough. So if this is the size we want them to be, what we can do then is just thicken it up that way. So I'm going to add a stroke to these inside circles here. And we can make a white stroke that's CMYK, that way we don't have to worry about it. That's probably not going to be enough there. Let's do a 1 point. That's probably going to be enough. Let's take a look. And I don't know what happened. That's right, I got to grab these entirely. Jeez. Try this one last time. And it's looking close. It's tough to tell. You know what? I'm looking at the letters here. I think we should go a little bit more. So let's add to the stroke even more. Maybe 1.25. Having trouble selecting all of this. So let's go 1.25 here. That way we know that's going to be thick enough just because we just the stroke. So maybe that's the shortcut too. And that way we know that those will print out the way they need to print out. That being said, that's it, guys. So just make sure you're doing that. I'm also going to add some just last minute checkoffs on the right side or maybe underneath this, just so you guys can check off that all of your separations are correct and giving you guys some guides of how to do that. So thanks so much. Last question or last thought. If you are going to add a stroke, let's say we ended up needing to add a stroke to the wings on this. Let's just assume that it wasn't thick enough. Whenever you add that stroke, make sure that you change 0.75. Make sure you change the color, not just to black, but to PMS black, or else it's not going to show up. It'll defeat the purpose of it. So let me try this again. There you go. And now it's a spot color. And now you know that it'll show up. So anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks so much.